It's the most wonderful time of the year, and on Limitless Soccer, we hope to even make it much more wonderful for you as we bring you best of soccer videos that you did not get to see because of your schedule, or of course maybe because you never have the time just to be able to see some of those great moments in the beautiful game. Welcome to Limitless Soccer. My name is Bayonle Arashi. Remember last week I promised that the World Cup party will start officially on the show this week, and that's exactly what we're trying to do from now on. As I said, a show is going to be coming your way on this station. It is called Russia Roundup with myself and Sam. Watch out for that. It's really going to be very exciting. But of course, this is Limitless Soccer. Remember, USA 94, Nigeria played Argentina in the group stage of that particular World Cup tournament. Remember also in France 98, Nigeria also played Argentina in that particular World Cup. Also in Korea, Japan 2002, Nigeria played Argentina again in that World Cup. Nigeria didn't make the Germany 2006 World Cup, but then again in South Africa 2010, Nigeria again faced Argentina. It happened in 2014 as well, and unbelievably FIFA also gave us Argentina in the 2018 edition of the FIFA World Cup. It is such a Cinderella love story between Nigeria and Argentina. In the 2018 meeting will be the 6th time Nigeria will be playing Argentina at the FIFA World Cup. Very romantic story, if I must say. But unfortunately, they've always had Nigeria's number, which means Nigeria has been beaten in all of those 5 matches at the very competitive stage. But in friendly games, Nigeria has had some great results against Argentina. But as I said earlier during one of my tweets, that Nigeria might just do it in Russia 2018. We start off the show today with that highlight of that tournament. I don't know how old you were in 1994, but I was also a very young man, but I remember the match very well in Massachusetts. The game was watched by well over 54,000 people right here in the United States. Nigeria played Argentina in that World Cup, and we lost that game by 2-1. That's what we're starting the show with today, and you'll get to see such much more videos on Limitless Soccer. Let's welcome you to the show with Argentina Nigeria at the USA 94 World Cup, and I'll be back. Welcome to Limitless Soccer. Welcome back to the show. How wonderful was that particular match? It was really great. We got to see some of our great Nigerian great Rashidi Yekini, Daniel Amokachi, Samson Siasia, Emmanuel Amunike, Michael Emenalo, Peter Rufai, Benedict Iroha, and so much more of those players. Of course, some of them now of blessed memory. Stephen Keshi and Rashidi Yekini are no longer with us, but of course we remember all the great job they did for the Super Eagles and for the great nation called Nigeria. We move back now to Europe as we bring you the top game last weekend in the English Premier League. It was Arsenal versus Manchester United, one of the biggest games in the English Premier League season. It was an expected result for a lot of us. I knew Manchester United was going to do it against Wenger because, you know, Mourinho always have the number of Arsene Wenger. I'm using that word a lot today because that's what really happens. But on Saturday, it wasn't very easy for Arsenal. They lost again to Manchester United by 3-1 in that game. Let's bring you the highlights of Arsenal versus Manchester United last weekend in the English Premier League, and be sure that some of the great games that will be happening this weekend also will be brought your way next week. Enjoy that highlight, and I'll be back. Well, Manchester City have refused to drop any points so far this season. They are really trying to set the pace far ahead, and just maybe if they remain at that spot, which looks very firmly so that they might just be the champions of the English Premier League again, as it is a tradition that whichever team that is heading the Premier League during Christmas, of course, normally end up winning that championship. Only one time has it not happened since the inception of the English Premier League since 1992. Now we move on to Europe. You know, it was the final group stage in the UEFA Champions League on Tuesday. And on Wednesday, on Tuesday, Bayern Munich versus Paris Saint-Germain was the top game of that day. And of course, it was going to be a very, very big test for the PSG, that team assembled with millions of pounds and euros to just form a very formidable squad. But of course, they lost 3-1 to Bayern Munich. We have all the highlights for you of Tuesday in the UEFA Champions League. And surprisingly and shockingly as well, Atletico Madrid, they will be playing the Europa League this season for the first time in many, many years, because they could not catch any top 2 spots in that group that consists of Roma, Chelsea, Atletico Madrid, and of course Karabakh. But of course they came third and they have to drop to the Europa League. Also, Chelsea could not nick the top spot in that group, and it's going to look really, really tough for them in the group round of 16 at that particular championship, because they might eventually face PSG or Barcelona, one of the top teams in their group. That's what Chelsea might just end up with. Enjoy those highlights of Tuesday games in the UEFA Champions League, and Limitless Soccer continues. I'm sure you saw that cool finish by Rashford of Manchester United. He's really, really grown up to be a very, very disciplined striker for Manchester United. And that might just be another Wayne Rooney in making for Manchester United. Now to the Wednesday highlights. Also in the UEFA Champions League, Real Madrid versus Borussia Dortmund was the top game on Wednesday. And of course, we also have all those highlights for you on the show on this wonderful, cold and wet Saturday in Houston, Texas. Enjoy it. Well, it's about time we say goodbye on the show today. It's always very, very tough saying goodbye to you every weekend. But of course, we love it when it is short, precise, and of course, very detailed on the show every time we come your way. Come sponsor Limitless Soccer. For sponsorship details, contact the producer of the show on any of the social media and numbers on the screen right now. We round off the show today with another World Cup special. Do you remember Bruno Metsu? Of course, is of blessed memory now. The former Teranga Lions coach, that top coach, took the Senegalese Lions to the 2002 World Cup in Korea, Japan, and Senegal shocked the entire world, defeating France, the world champion then, and of course the European champion in the opening game in that particular tournament. That's what we will be ending the show with today, only if time permits us. If not, we'll start the show with that next week, God willing. My name is Bayonle Arashi. It's always been my pleasure bringing the show your way. Till I see you guys again next week, God willing. Goodbye and God bless you guys. Bye-bye now.